Okay, I think that's going. Okay. Hello, everyone in Kids Life. This message is actually specifically for our 2 to 3 year old department this weekend and our 4 through K class. I typically do a Facebook Live video, but it just so happens that the ones that are on this weekend and are in those departments, a lot of those individuals don't have Facebook. I'm partially jealous about that. And so I thought I would do a YouTube video so that I can just, we can also just share this link. We can text it to some of our volunteers and still send it out to them. But I just needed to take a couple minutes of your time, and I want to talk actually about our lesson this weekend. Because we're still in our series called Made, and at first glance of our lesson this weekend, you may look at it and say, that's really what we're doing. That's what we're talking about. And this weekend's lesson and the characters in our Bible video and their activities that they do, we're in the series that God made me, and we're learning to love and respect ourselves because we are we're people that God made. He loves us so much. We are wonderfully made. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. And teaching kids at such a young age that they have value and they have purpose because God made them. So no matter what happens in their life, they're valuable because God made them. But this weekend, so one of the things that we're focusing on is God made me to respect myself. And a lot of the lesson content, it will look like it's covering just basic things. And you're like, I thought we taught the gospel in this class. And I thought we talked only in all things about Jesus and the Bible. And it is true. We always want to tie everything back to what God's word says to us. And this week's lesson is very, I'm going to say kind of basic. It appears as basic. So I wanted to share the why we're doing it. The why behind it. This week you'll see that it says because God made me and I respect myself, that I brush my teeth, or I take baths, or I go to sleep, or I eat healthy. I take care of my body because God made me. It's not even my body, it's God's body. And the first thing I wanted to share with you guys of what's happening developmentally in the minds of young children at this age is they're forming the foundations of how they think and how they believe. The core values of everything that are just kind of woven into how they think and how they believe. I've used this example a lot of times, that when children are very little, that's when we teach them the basics. We teach them numbers and colors. And when a child grows up and we say that this is red, when they grow up, if anyone tries to say that this is purple, or this is brown, or this is green, or this is orange, whatever, they will say, no, that's red. They know that it's a foundational belief, that they know that is truth and that is red. So building off of that's how God created their young minds. We are growing. We're building off of that. Growing wasn't the right word. We're building off of that. And this is a foundational belief. And so this weekend, you will see when you're going through your lesson, like, why do I brush my teeth? Because I respect myself. And why do I eat healthy? Because I respect myself, because God made me. Why do we exercise? You'll see that even there's like a stretching, like jumping jacks and touch your toes. And we take care of our bodies because God made our muscles. And we eat healthy because God made our bodies. God made me. And so we respect the things that God made. But one thing that I'm going to cry probably. I'll tear up during this. You will see that as the lesson kind of winds down in the Bible story review, and then even a topic in the small group, is that when we say that we take care of our body because God made me, and we respect our bodies because God made me, we will also be saying that we don't let other people hurt our bodies because God made me. So, we don't let other people hurt our bodies, and we don't let other people touch parts of our bodies because God made me. And I've I went back and forth on whether or not I even wanted to add this line into it. And this isn't the main focus of our class. It's something that we will touch on, that we just add into our lesson. And I want you guys to feel fully comfortable with it, that we just say that we're raising a generation of kids and we don't let other people hurt our bodies because God made me. And I don't want to shy away from that. I think it's unfortunate that we live in a world that, if just statistically speaking, by statistics, it would say that there actually is a child somewhere in our community that is being hurt, and throughout the years that we will have in our care children who are being hurt. And it doesn't mean that we will always hear about it or that they will always come to us. But I do want to be a people who open the door for avenues for children to talk, to share, to ask for help. And so I think for too many years, the church, and I'm not saying our church, you can even watch it in the news, some of the scandal that's out there that says that the church leaders or priests, that they hurt children. And I would like to have a church that goes out of its way to be an advocate and be a voice for kids. That we don't, that's not something that we condone, but we also help to create a generation of kids who has a voice and who know and how to ask for help, and they know that their value. And so starting from a young age, if they hear that I'm made by God, I respect myself, these children grow up through the years knowing and believing, and it's a truth to themselves that they don't let other people hurt them. I want to be a church who teaches children, who will grow up to be in a generation who say, you can't hurt me because God made me. You can't hurt me because God made me. You have to respect me. You have to respect my body. And so if you're skimming over your lesson, I'm sorry that this took 7 minutes. I just really wanted you to hear my heart on this topic as you're reviewing your lesson and thinking, is this really what we're talking about? Brushing our teeth and eating broccoli and making sure we go to sleep at night. The goal of it is to eventually lead into we're planting the seed of knowing that we respect our bodies because God made us, and we make sure that other people respect our bodies. I hope that you hear my heart. I hope that you're excited this weekend to teach young kids to respect their bodies because God made them. I'm thrilled to have each of you on my team. Thank you for saying yes to this generation. We are better because you serve. Enjoy your Friday.